Before I start the video, I want to tell you that I opened a new Discord server, so please join it in case anything bad happens to the channel. Also, we can chat in there. Link is in the description. Hello friends, welcome back to another video. So recently I just watched episode 19 of Ninjago on Lego's YouTube channel because as you know Lego is now uploading every single Ninjago episode on their YouTube channel. And if you don't know already and you want to rewatch some other Ninjago episodes or even seasons, you can do that on their main channel. They now uploaded the first 20 episodes of the show on their channel, and they are probably going to upload I don't know, maybe the whole series, who really knows. But I recently rewatched episode 19, and it's the most recent episode they uploaded so far, or at the time of recording this video. And now I feel like this is probably the best episode Classic Ninjago had. And by Classic Ninjago, I mean seasons 1 and 2. And I'd say this is probably the best episode they made at that era. And this is also the only 10 out of 10 episode at that era, to be honest, for me. And explain why later. And also, in my opinion, this is probably the most underrated episode of the whole show. Not only because not enough people talk about it, but also because a lot of people really hate it and consider it to be one of the worst episodes of the show. And I really disagree with that. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, I really like this episode for many reasons. First of all, I love how complicated this episode is. It's not like a very lazy episode or lazy written. No, it's actually very complicated with time travel, and we all know how hard it is to write a good time travel story. Because whenever a writer tries to write a time travel story, they don't do very well with it, because time travel is probably the hardest thing to write, because you have to know how the past events will affect the future or the present, and the story should make sense, which is rare in time travel stories, and there are many examples for this. But in here it was done very well, and I know that still this confuses a lot of people, and this is still Ninjago's biggest confusion. But it's not really this season's fault or this episode's fault, it's more of season three's fault, and I'll talk about that in another video pretty much. So also the story made complete sense, and I love how complicated it is with Kai trying to capture Nya, because it's the motivation to why he was a ninja, and with all of that stuff, and it's very complicated, and I love that. Also, I mean, they did it in the best way possible. I love how it was like a recap for the pilots, for the people who didn't watch the pilots. I mean, when I first watched this episode, I didn't know that the pilots are even a thing, because the pilots didn't air in my country until 2017. It was really stupid, I know, but yeah. So when I watched this, I was like, what is this? Is this like an installment I never knew about or something? But now I know that it's the piles and all that. So it was a really good thing for the people in my country that didn't get the piles at the time. So yeah. It was really good, and it was done very well. And I love how Kai's the fox for this episode, and how he was trying to capture Nia again and try to stop the mess Garbden is trying to do by preventing Kai from becoming a ninja, by not capturing his sister and all of that. And I really like that. Also, this episode is very tricky, and I love that. And overall, this episode is very fast, and it doesn't make you get bored at all. I mean, it's very amazing, and I love this episode. And whenever you get bored, they move to the next part of the palace. And I love also like I said previously, it kind of summarizes the whole pilots in one episode. Like we know, the pilots are actually two episodes, so this one summarizes all that in one episode with making more stuff. So that's really awesome. And overall, this is the. I mean, a lot of people say that the story is very confusing and doesn't make sense and messes up the timeline of Ninjago, but that's wrong. And I will make a whole video about why that is wrong, because it will need an entire video for that, not just talk about it in here like that. So yeah. So overall, this episode was really good. I love how it summarizes the pilots overall, and how it was like a recap for them, with even adding a lot of stuff, and showing us what would have happened if Nia wasn't captured and all that stuff. And I feel like we should get a lot more stuff like this, and a lot more of episodes like this. And also, I mean, also another thing, this episode did better in the time travel stuff more than season 7, which is an entire season about time travel, and this episode did a lot better than the whole season, which is kind of crazy. And overall, and again, this is a really amazing episode. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to tell me in the comments what do you think of this episode. Please, really need to know what is your opinion about episode 19, wrong place, wrong time, and if you agree with me on everything I said or not. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share to the friends, and I'll see you next time.